So far we've sailed from mainland Spain and hopped from Ibiza to Mallorca and find ourselves stuck here in Menorca waiting for the right weather to sail to Italy. In today's episode you'll see exactly why we've fallen in love with this beautiful island.
This is unbelievable.
Cheers guys. There is something very wrong with that girl.
So we are on our way to Cova de Colomb, I think.
Cova des Colombes.
Cova des Colomb.
It's apparently the biggest cave in all of Menorca, so let's check it out.
Yep.
We've just arrived at the cave. This is looking very impressive.
Yeah.
We've been walking for 35-40 minutes through some interesting terrain. Let's check it out.
So here we are inside the cave, and I must say, this is unbelievable. I hope we will capture some good footage so you can see, but it's huge. It's like 25 meters high, and it's called Cova des Colombes because it used to be a place for wild pigeons. And indeed we can hear some pigeons, and it's impressive.
This is like nothing I've ever seen before. It is enormous. I understand why they call it the cathedral now.
We're doing some cheese and wine tasting here in a famous place in Menorca, and yeah, we're gonna taste some Menorcan wine and cheese.
So today we saw the biggest cave in Menorca, the the Cavo de Colombe. And now, after a lot of trekking through the bush to get to that cave, we have a very well-deserved glass of wine with some local cheese. From here on it's going to get very blurry, so cheers guys. So we've just arrived at the lighthouse of Cavalleria, and honestly something that really blows my mind with this island is how diverse the landscape is. Seriously, since we've just got out of the car to arrive here, it's like landing on a different planet. It really feels like you're on another planet sometimes though.
Right, with
these rocks.
and all the herbs like rosemary. And
All the herbs.
herbs, all the herbs and.
Our American viewers will appreciate the herbs. What you doing?
This is wild rosemary. It smells delicious. Ooh, I feel dizzy.
What's wrong with you?
No, but seriously, it smells good. Oh, this is beautiful.
So we're about to treat ourselves today at a nice restaurant on the southern end of Menorca in a little town with a very adorable name. What's the name of this town?
Bini Becca.
Bini Becca.
Yeah, it's cute.
It is cute.
And then there's Bini Becca Nu, Bini Becca Vel, and I just learned that Vel means new and new old. Is that right?
Vel is old, new is new.
Oops.
Don't trip. Look at the colour. We've just arrived at the restaurant, and as you can see, we are looking directly onto this beautiful little cala here, this little bay called the Cala of Torrent. The name of this restaurant is Salitre. If you're here in Menorca, you have to try this place. Our plan today is to have a proper Spanish meal, a slow, large meal, so they'll have to roll us back to the boat afterwards. We've just finished lunch at Salitre and now we're heading to Old Bini Becca, Bini Becca Vel. How did you find lunch?
Oh, that was exceptional. Delicious.
Exceptional.
Yeah. It was reasonable because we had the discount. Otherwise, I'm not sure we would have eaten that much.
No, we had a massive discount. So what we're finding is traveling around at this time of year, end of the summer season, has so many great advantages. The number one is from a budget perspective, it's so much cheaper. So basically at this restaurant, they had a 50% discount on everything that they were selling if you were coming in their final week, which was this week. So yeah, we are very lucky and very full. So here we are in Bini Becca Vel, and this is a pretty amazing place. You've got all these tiny little narrow streets, whitewashed buildings. The streets are too narrow for Laure and I to walk side by side. It is an adorable little place.
And it really looks like we are in Greece. I don't know why, but it really has that, I don't know, je ne sais quoi of Greece.
Je ne sais quoi of Greece. Ooh la la.
Ooh la la.
So one thing that we love about this place is it's really like a big maze, and Laure is enjoying running around and trying to hide from me in small spaces like this. So it's moments like this that we sort of ask ourselves the question why so many European sailors are so quick to leave the Mediterranean and head to the Caribbean, because this is pretty spectacular. You've got beautiful little bays like this behind us, and then the most incredible little villages like this. It's just brimming with culture and tradition, and the people are super friendly, the food is great. I can't see why people would want to leave here too quickly.
Honestly, if you come to Menorca, make sure you come to Bini Becca.
Bini Becca Vel.
Yeah.
And if you go to Bini Becca Nu, you've got to go to the restaurant that we tried.
Yeah, which is Salitre.
Salitre.
Yeah.
In our ongoing quest to find Menorca's best sunset spot, here we find ourselves perched 30 metres above the sea in the cliffs of Cova d'en Cheroy.
So we're about an hour and a half early, but this is the best time to get here, about an hour before sunset, so you can get a space, have a cocktail, and watch this amazing sunset. In the distance here, maybe you can't pick it up, but in the distance we can see Mallorca, and we're on top of these amazing cliffs here. It's just extraordinary.
Cova d'en Cheroy is probably one of the most glamorous spots to watch the sunset in Menorca. We're still confused why they let a couple of salty sea dogs like us in. Like all things in the Balearic Islands, these caves are steeped in mystery. This time, a love story. Legend has it that Cheroy, a man from an unknown past, came from the sea, nobody knows how, perhaps the sole survivor of some shipwreck, and found refuge in the cave. Then, the surrounding houses in the countryside were often robbed. From one of these houses, a young woman about to be married disappeared. The months and years went by. Nothing more was known of the missing girl. Then one day in the winter, the island was blanketed in an unexpected snow. In the snow, telltale footprints started to appear. Armed men following the imprints went down into the cave. There in the cavern, they found a man, a woman, and 3 sons, the fruit of their love. Cheroy, on seeing himself surrounded and powerless, threw himself into the sea, followed by his eldest son. The sea that had brought him closed over them both, guarding the mystery of his life. Inconsolable, the woman and her 2 sons were taken to Laure in the centre of the island, where they carried on with the rest of their lives and their descendants after them.
So this is it. We have to leave the place because it's gonna close, but I think today we've seen the 2 most beautiful places of the island of Menorca. So make sure if you come here to visit these places. What do you think?
Which places?
First Bini Becca, and then here Cova d'en Cheroy.
Take 2!
First of all, Bini Becca, and then Cova d'en Cheroy.
You're a mess. Laura's drunk on sunsets
I'm
and
not.
pina coladas.
We are going to Ciutadella.
Sweetadella!
Ciutadella.
Sweetadella!
No, now I can pronounce it well. It's Ciutadella.
Citadella.
Right. Then we plan to go to Pont d'Engil, which is a stone bridge, and we will finish the day with a sunset in Punta Nati. After that, we'll be able to tell you which is the best spot for sunset here in Menorca.
Laure's a little bit tired this afternoon.
No, I'm not.
Gotta get up, gotta get up, gotta get up. So here we are back where it all began in Ciutadella.
Ciutadella!
Ciutadella, as you know who insists on calling it. There is something very wrong with that girl. Say my name. Sugar. So right now we are on our way to a huge stone arch that's off the northwest coast of the island here in Menorca. This arch is called Pont d'Engil, and it's supposed to be the biggest natural arch on the island. The thing that Laure and I find incredible as we're walking haute piste, as they would say in French, or off piste, is the stones that we're walking over here. It's really like walking on another planet. So here I am, perched up above Pont d'Engil, this huge, enormous stone arch. This is seriously impressive. We are so high above the water here, and the arch on its own is huge, and to think that we're even higher than that, it's impressive. If you look closely in the distance, you can see Mallorca as well. So we finally made it to Punta Nati here. It's super tranquil, super calm. We're watching the sun slowly set over Mallorca for the second time this week, and but from a totally different location, and it's just amazing. If you look at the landscape around us here, you've got these very sheer cliffs rising up in front of us or just next to us, and the sun is going to set just next to one of these cliffs in front of us, looking out over the sea. I made a mistake earlier. This is the third sunset we've caught this week in 3 different famous sunset locations throughout Menorca. Now, of the 3, which was your favorite?
This one, here in Punta Nati.
So what was it about this one that you liked?
The fact that there was less people compared to the 2 other spots, and also the land all around is pretty amazing. It's all flat and rocky. It feels like we are on another planet. Yeah, the rock formations here are crazy. I think one thing that's impressive about the sunset here is the parking to get here is quite far from the actual lighthouse where you watch the sunset. So that deters people, and it's actually quite a big trek just in the car to get from any of the main spots in Menorca to get here. She makes you work for it, but it's definitely worth it.
Thanks for watching, guys. We hope that Menorca inspired you as much as it did us. If you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe to be sure you don't miss a step of our seafaring journey. If you'd like to binge watch from the beginning, click here and watch our transition to life on the sea. Cheers, legends!